Life is good. Today I had a lot of fun. First, started with a lot of customers brought their Peugeot cars for me to diagnose and repair. So, so I was quite busy, doing what I know best and enjoying it while I was doing the whole job. The diagnosis, it feels good knowing you can be able to do something, not because others could not do it, but because it's you flow in it. So I get the job done and get paid anyway. So of course, I took most of those project cars for a test drive after doing the repairs and really enjoyed them. So yeah, decided to chill out with my brand, my best brand, Guinness Stout. Now, speaking of fun, it brings me to the topic of this video. I've been getting a lot of emails from people asking me, how do I mean I left Christianity? I chose not to practice it anymore, even after attending seminary. How come I chose not to even practice any of the religious doctrine, rules, or practice, or call it whatever? How come I suddenly started expressing different beliefs or perspective of life? How come I've gone this deep? How come I have the balls to do some of the things some men find it scary to do because of lack of external validation they will get, or the fear of what the repercussion they could get from doing such things that I'm doing now. So I said, okay, I think first I may not be able to respond to all the emails, replying each of them one after the other, but I can do a video and probably share some of the secrets. And the secrets is like connecting the dots from what led to what led to what led to where I am today, or what led to my beliefs, what led to what I now do, what led to why I left certain beliefs or left certain things I was born into or I was doing from childhood until now. First, I'll talk about the first experience I had, which I was dumbfounded at the time it happened. Before, I've been hearing of out of body experience until I experienced it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about today. My first out of body experience, which made me realize that there is more to what the Christianity was teaching me at the time, and there is more to what the general religion was also teaching me, and also even the formal education, Yeah, there's nothing wrong with formal education, but it doesn't have all the answers. Science does not have all the answers. So I'll get to the story, the experience I had. Sometime around, I think 1991 or 1993, I've forgotten. I probably was 13 or 14 years old. So I was down, as in physically. I think I had malaria. So So then I was in the seminary anyway, but we were on vacation. So I was with my parents and siblings. I was at home. So I became ill. So I went to hospital, and we had this private clinic, that, more like a family doctor. So we go there anytime we are sick or something, and we are taken care of. So I went there, and I was given probably like 5 days treatment. So I was supposed to be coming every, I think every morning or every evening to take an injection. So yeah, I think like about 3 or 4 days into the treatment. So one particular day, it was afternoon. Yeah, it was in the afternoon. So I went to the clinic, accompanied by my brother accompanied me. So my brother accompanied me, and when we got there, we entered. So we entered the doctor's office. So me and my brother, we were sitting here while the doctor was sitting at, the opposite. We are facing the doctor. So he prepared the injection, and asked me to come towards him. So I left my chairs, stood up, went to him, and I rolled down my trouser, and he put the injection here, and immediately he tried to, I don't know whether he has already injected the drug in me or whatever, but suddenly I just lost all the strength. So it's more like I collapsed on his arms. I just collapsed, but I was conscious. I said, just within a second, I just collapsed, fell, immediately dropped the drug and caught me while I was about to fall. So then something changed. Suddenly I was weightless. Even though when I was still there, I couldn't lift my finger, but then I realized I could, even though I was like this, like on his body, on the doctor's body, but I could see my face and the doctor's face. As in my body, the doctor was, I fell on him, and he was behind me, trying to find out what was going on. But then I could still see my body, entire body, and the doctor. That was when I realized I was out of the body, looking at myself and looking at the man behind me. Then I looked at and saw my brother, confused, looking at what was going on across the table where he was sitting. I don't know, sometimes if I found it difficult. This is the first time I'm telling this story since it happened, since that 1992. I couldn't find words to express or to describe what I experienced that day, or those moments. All I knew that for suddenly, I started seeing things inside that same office. I started seeing things, I don't know how to say. There are certain things I don't know what to say in this video so that people will not get confused. But I saw things. And suddenly, I could hear something going on like 50 or 100 kilometers, very far from where I was staying. I could hear the bells very far. I could hear every voice, I could hear it at the same time. Very, very far. Yet we were inside a building. But I could hear something going on very far, far away. I was still in the same place, but I could tell I was a little bit above, not close to the ceiling. I was just there looking down, looking at my body, looking at the doctor. Then All these things too happen within seconds. Then suddenly, I started hearing voices. It's more like information being given to me, which I will talk about in my subsequent videos. At those moments, that was throughout those things, throughout the moment those things were going on, or I was in that trance, or call it whatever you want to call it. I was so free, not just happy, as in, I was just imagining, so all this resistance, all this struggle was just for nothing. So all these things people are saying, death, is just nothing to fear. I mean, all this fear, belief that death is bad, something bad will happen to you when you leave your physical body. Is it? I was wondering. So this is it. There's nothing as in. Well, it was just like you are free. All the resistance, all the troubles, everything of why those informations were coming. It was so, like I said, I don't want to talk about it now because it's going to create a lot of confusion right now. Because there are certain things I need to explain before I start to share some of those informations that were more like being given to me while I was in that state. Like I said, my body was still there, but I was a little bit somehow, somewhere far from my body, and I could see it, and I know that I was the person down there, but at the same time, I'm still somewhere else, in the same office or in the same building. And I could look at my body and tell that I was conscious, not as if I was frozen or look like somebody who, have died, like you people say. But yeah, I wouldn't call it conscious, but my eyes were still open and mouth moving. But I know it was no longer the person there. It was no longer my body lying on the doctor's body that was having those experiences or seeing those things. It was, and I became two persons. So the other person who suddenly becomes a spiritual being is now experiencing life, while the other person is just a body lying there. This thing took place like less than 5 minutes. I'm not even sure it was up to 5 minutes. Suddenly, I realized that I was back in my body. I just realized that all of a sudden, I was no longer up on the ceiling. I was now looking through my eyes. I started feeling on the same body that I was seeing from the ceiling. Everything came back as if nothing happened, as if I never collapsed or I didn't lose all my strength. Remember when that thing happened, when I collapsed, I couldn't even lift a finger. So the doctor, everybody was confused. Even my brother was speechless because this is your younger brother. He just came to the hospital with, all of a sudden, it's like he's looking at his brother sleeping away. Imagine if you were the person, or imagine if you are in that situation, or you are the one. And the doctor too was surprised because he couldn't even explain. It was just the normal way injection is being given to patients, but then something happened. Of course, everybody tried to ask me what really happened. Even the doctor called I think my parents, they came, and when I left and we told them, they came out to ask the doctor what really happened. And the doctor, they couldn't explain what happened. And everybody was asking me, asking, what is as if, what did I see, what happened, what? I just couldn't explain because the information I got while I was in that trance was not something I could share as somebody who is not just a Christian. not just a Catholic, but was actually a seminarian. I was in the seminary, and those informations were contrary to what Catholic Christianity was teaching. Why I'm telling these stories, guys, there are so many experiences I had in the past which I chose to suppress. So many information, so many things that happened to me, I chose not to think about, just suppress it because it didn't make sense, or I didn't want to be mocked. I didn't want the society to look at me as somebody who is weird, so I chose not to talk about it or to even express or find answers. I just left it there. But it got to a point where I could no longer ignore them. So I started from at a point, and I look back and realize this, and this connected to this and this and this. That was why I got to this point. If you are a man, I'm not trying to discourage you from your faith or from your Christian faith or whatever religion you practice. But if you are a man and you have certain things you want to do in life, but you are afraid what the society may say to you, the only information, the only basic and the true information I'll give you in this video is, don't ever look down on yourself as if your existence started in this your right physical body. Right now, this physical body that you have watching this video. If you think that's what you are, that this is the only thing you have ever been, then you are living a limited life. You are missing out. In fact, it's like you are wasting the life you came here to live. So yes, I chose to leave religion because those informations I got there, the things I saw. Remember, it's not just information that were being given to me. I won't talk about who was giving me that information in that spiritual realm or in that spirit realm. But what I saw with what I had and everything made me, without any doubt, when you get to a point to say, hey, no, I don't need to think about, oh, what if truly something is called God somewhere that is going to judge? What if no? I realize that all those things were just something written in a book to control some people. The same way when I chose, no, I'm not going to marry anymore. I'm done. I'm going to live an unmarried life and enjoy the life I came here to live. No second doubt, as in, I didn't even consider, oh, what if I was wrong? No, because, like I said, the information has been coming, the experiences have been coming, trying to show me this is the true life, which someone somewhere tried to program you out of the life, the true life. So I said, no, I'm done with living another man's life, because that's what it is. Religion is just another man's life, or another people's life. People who have lived hundreds or thousands of years ago. Suddenly, it was put in a book or whatever, shared in various small, and the current people on earth choose to live that life, those lives of those people. So, I let it go. I didn't even bother. I'm telling you, so this is one of the dots I'm trying to connect. It's one of them. I'll still share more stories. And somewhere along the line, I'm now going to share those information I was given, because until I get to mention certain other experiences I had, you won't be able to explain those things. So I had to explain. I have to share those stories, so that by the time I tell you the information I got that time, it will make sense to you. So life is simple, you see, and there's no right or wrong. Don't stay there and be thinking, oh, am I doing something wrong? Am I doing something wrong for choosing to marry? Am I doing something wrong for choosing not to marry? Am I doing something wrong for choosing to practice religion? Or am I choosing something wrong not to practice? All these things are just what society wants man to think. To judge yourself. You keep judging yourself. Are you doing something right? And what is right? Right is what other people project that every other man should live. Yeah. That is life. That something is right. Yeah. You have to, even this thing called morality, it's like someone's definition. Yeah. Somewhere, it could be thousands of years ago, someone just thought of it, expressed it, and other people accepted it. Later on, it became a norm and accepted. That's all. Next 10 years, you will never be taught, you probably will be forgotten and nobody will even hear about it anymore. Sometimes people say, that democracy is the best government. I just look at them and laugh. It's just an accepted system of government. Doesn't mean it's better than every other system. Yeah, thousands of years ago, there are other system of government that were being adopted and it worked. Yeah, every other system of government can be abused. Likewise, democracy can also be abused. In fact, most countries practicing democracy is being abused. So you can't really say other forms of government are bad. It worked in the years they were adopted. So you could be surprised that probably the next few decades to come, democracy will be a thing of the past. Even money. This money, everybody is killing itself, trying to get, doing everything. Competing, killing themselves. People, especially men, they've done so many things because of money. Forgetting that there are some years ago, not just very far away, just a few years ago, there was nothing like money. There are so many forms of transactions that mankind adopted and we are using to live their life. So when you look at the way people pursue money as if that is the essence of life, it's just an energy. It's just like something somebody projected and it became accepted. Give it some time, maybe next decade or I don't know. Money will be a thing of the past. It will no longer be a form of exchange. Just that people just focus on it. That's all. There's so much going on this universe. You just have to ask yourself one basic question. Is this the only thing you want to know in life? All the things the formal education taught you, everything that religion have taught you, is that the only thing you decided you want to know? You don't really care anymore about any other thing. You've closed your mind to live that limited life because these are the beliefs. Because that's the thing. Even formal education is a belief. It's a belief. Who knows? Decades to come, it will be a thing of the past. Could be eradicated and something else will take place in terms of formal education. So you need to ask yourself, is this the only knowledge you came here to have or you wish to experience? Because all these things are dogma. Formal education, religion, all this society, these are just dogmatic life people are living. That's all. Because if you look back, find out that these are some things, some practices, some beliefs other people adopted years ago and chose to live, and those of us in this present time, for some reason I do not understand, decided that no, we won't live our own life. We will live the life they led in the past. That is dogma. So anyway, I have more other things I will share, like I said, so that if this one doesn't make sense to you, maybe probably the other one will do. Other stories I will share will do. So yeah, if you are a man and you are having so many doubts that, oh, what if I'm wrong? That I don't want to, other people are doing this, and I choose not to do that. I hope I'm not living life that at the end of the day will not serve me or benefit me, or something wrong could happen. What if? These are just you are afraid, and I get that, but it's because of the beliefs you have in you. That's why you are acting out of those beliefs. But when you start seeing other perspective, you you get a point where things will be very clear. Making a different choice, making a new choice will not be difficult for you anymore. To let go of a belief will not, you won't even think twice. That's how I got where I am. I don't go back, I always go forward. Once I'm done with something, it's gone. So guys, I think I'll be leaving you guys. Just have one or two things I need to do before I go to bed. So have a pleasant time, enjoy your life. If you are a MGTOW, a man going his own way, you need to learn all these things and let go. Don't need to blame anybody. Just make your own choice, live the life you came. And even if you are a married man, yeah, you can still live your masculinity. Yeah, just live your masculine energy, live the life you came here to be. And don't let anybody emasculate you and turn you pussy. That's all I have to say. Bye.